And there's new fallout to tell you about today in the failed Fast and Furious gun operation, as it is known. In a stunning admission this week, the head of the ATF revealed to lawmakers that, yes, mistakes were made within the agency on this, and that it let Mexican drug gangs get their hands on those mistracked U.S. firearms, and indeed that one of those weapons may have led to the death of a U.S. border agent. I'm joined now by Utah Congressman Jason Chaffetz, a Republican on the House Government and Oversight Committee that has looked into this. Congressman, welcome. Good to have you here today.
Thank you.
So the ATF has admitted that mistakes were made. What do they mean by that?
Well, serious mistakes were made. We had nearly 2,000 weapons that were knowingly allowed to be purchased by straw purchasers and then let loose. And it's typically not the policy of the ATF to ever allow somebody to come in, purchase a gun for somebody else. That's against the law. And so you have 2,000 weapons that they knowingly let go into Mexico without informing or letting the Mexican officials know beforehand. I mean, imagine if they did that to us. And now, when you had the ATF acting director wanting to come and give information to the Congress, he has now shared with us that the Justice Department really didn't want that to happen. Yeah. And that's really concerning. And
so now you get down to the battle that's going on between your committee, basically, who's requesting information from the DOJ because you all want to know, what did they know about this program? How far up did it go? Did Eric Holder, who has said he did not know about this program, how close to him did it get? Department of Justice is turning the whole thing on you all now and saying, look, we have been very open. We have disclosed all the documents that we were asked for, and says that you're making this into a political thing.
No, they have redacted more information than you could possibly manage. We have shown, putting up on page after page, where they redacted the entire page. We have a role and a responsibility to conduct this investigation. Well, I think what we're finding is that there were very serious mistakes made. When I was in the Judiciary Committee, I actually questioned Eric Holder and asked him when did he know about this. And in May, he said he had only known a couple of weeks ago, and yet there are memos going back into January. So there are still very serious questions.
Do those memos show that they were sent to Eric Holder, or that they would have ever been in his hands?
Well, I think that's one of the questions that moving forward. On March 25th, you had President Obama in a Univision interview say that mistakes might have been made, and yet the Attorney General said he didn't know about it until May. I find that very hard to believe. So those are questions that still need to be answered.
Yeah. Now, Ken Melson, the head of the ATF, who was interviewed on the 4th of July and disclosed much of what we're talking about here. The Department of Justice is not too happy that he is now talking about this. And in fact, he shared with the questioners during that period that he says, yes, indeed, there is stuff that the administration is withholding in this case, right?
Well, that's the serious allegation, and that's the serious concern. That was from his point of view. For instance, one of the issues is wiretaps. You need to go fairly senior in the Department of Justice in order to get wiretaps signed off, and there were a number of wiretaps that were signed off. And so to claim that the senior-most people in the Department of Justice didn't know about that, I think you would find would be factually inaccurate. So there's still a lot of questions here. We're going to continue to pursue it. Darrell Issa there in the Oversight Committee is doing a great job, but a lot of unanswered questions. And you got people that want to come step forward and just tell the truth. That's all we're asking for. We just want to know the truth.
One more question before I let you go. Ken Melson said that the straw purchases that went to the cartels were under the direction of the U.S. Attorney in Arizona, Dennis Burke. Now, he is a White House appointee, correct? Now, is there anything about that, besides the fact that the whole thing is in question, that is odd that this operation would go under him?
No, there are a lot of us that believe that, yes, the Department of Justice was involved. Right now, you got the senior-most people saying, oh, no, we didn't know about it. So it's kind of a he said, she said, and we just want the truth to surface. We've had some good whistleblowers who have stood up and said, this is wrong, this is what happened, and that's what the Oversight Committee is trying to do. We're trying to figure out what happened, how were these mistakes made, and hold some people accountable. Because you got 2,000 weapons that were released into Mexico. We didn't even tell them about it until much later in the process.
All right. Congressman Chaffetz, thank you very much. Good to have you with us today. We'll stay on top of this story, as we know you will as well.